Your body too bad, you know. I just can't get enough. I might overdose in love. You give me more than enough. Give me more than enough. Top of the day to my baby, papa. It's a holiday for my baby, oh papa. No work today. Don't mind to do this. No work today. Put down, make a rock you, yeah. Owó ti dé jẹ́ ká gbé àbídà ló bá pé. Ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ ká kéde díje ló bá pé. Owó ti dé jẹ́ ká gbé àbídà ló bá pé. Ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ ká kéde díje ló bá pé. Body too bad, you know. I just can't get enough.
With my heart, my money.
I might overdose in love. You give me more than enough. Give me more than enough. I put your love on top, oh. That's all I do. Take over my world, oh. I give it to you. Oh, shake me out. Oh, my baby, shake me out. She will shake me out.
Oh, my baby, shake me out. Yes, family, karibuni sana to another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss Show right here on the Black Hotfire Network, media of the 21st century. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Good afternoon, good morning to wherever you're listening to us from. And of course, welcome to another beautiful conversation as we see it all the way round, all over the continent of Africa as we check politically what is happening during this particular day. Karibuni sana once again. My name is Job, in case you're here for the first time, but of course to all our amazing returning listeners and subscribers, karibuni sana. For those who are with me on Facebook, on YouTube, on the radio station, on Rumble, and also for those also live with me on Spreaker, and also on the show page, the network page, karibuni sana. To also my people on TikTok, big up to Mr. Black Hotfire with us on the building. Shout out to people on this other end of mine. I see Manasseh with us in the building. Shout out to Dan, shout out to Chasing, shout out to Black Apple, and of course, shout out to also it's Wangeshi that is here on TikTok. Shout out to Kipusa, and to everyone who's literally gonna be catching this show on a replay. I hope you guys get to enjoy the discussion we shall be talking about. Where today our focus shall be taken to Uganda, where we can see that the top court of Uganda has brought back the conversation about the LGBTQ, anti-LGBTQ law that was passed, that was last year by Uganda. Remember, they did pass a very harsh law which shall be imprisoning people, or rather the persons found participating in this particular culture does not involve Africans. And we've seen a lot of actually a very heavy death penalty also that was imposed on that particular law, or rather that was passed along the law. And that is what we shall be talking about, to see why is it that the top court is upholding this controversial anti-gay law all over again. Why is it that Uganda wants to literally talk about this all over again? We want to discuss about that. I feel like someone is being paid somewhere, and we see Museveni has been very strict, stood to his point, but we saw the same way we've had in Ghana. There's some people who are in agreement and disagreement of it. That is what we shall be talking about as our conversation for today. On this other end, we shall be talking about also Nigeria, which we see actually right now is under curfew, but not the all of Nigeria. We're talking about the borders, some places like Sokoto, Katsina, and this is in the northwestern parts of Nigeria, where we've had mass kidnapping happenings, and we've been seeing reports coming in about the release of some of the people who are kidnapped, but we still need high answers and heavy answers regarding what is happening in Nigeria and why security is not really well taken care of, while we're focusing on how we can help Haitians as a continent of Africa, where we have countries like Sudan and other countries suffering in terms of security or insecurity. On the other end, we shall also be talking about South Sudan, rather Sudan, which has suspended the Pan-Arab TV. It's the audacity of them calling it the Pan Arab TV, the audacity, and especially in a very African continent, And we shall be talking about this because actually Sudan is suspending this particular TV station after accusing them of unprofessional reporting and harmful publishing of information. This is something we know about, and much more of what we shall be discussing also is about 10 people who have been killed in DRC Congo, and the reports coming in is that the ADF group, that is the Allied Democratic Forces, are the ones that have committed this particular, killings in this particular region. And of course, karibuni sana, that is what we shall be debating about as our major conversation of today. And I hope you guys dive in on the comment section for those who are with us on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, and also on my page. Shout out to our pharmacists in the building and to everyone those who shall be catching this on a replay. So do leave your comments behind and below. Let us know what are your thoughts regarding everything we shall be tackling here. That was a Denkule Gold that I began this amazing of today with, and I shall be getting back to one more jam and coming back with a quote of the day as we get started with whatever is happening in terms of the African continent. Karibuni sana once again. This is by the one and only I want to play a very specific song. And if I don't, we'll just go along. But yeah, this is by the one and only Kamum Fella. I think that's what we're gonna go with. Some Amapiano, even on a Wednesday. Shout out to all the amazing, amazing ladies in the building and all the amazing Black women all over the globe. I hope you guys get to enjoy this. I'll be coming back with the quote of the day. Shout out to Domi in the building. Big up to Friday in the building. Shout out to K in the building. Black Apple in the building. Talk in the building, Andrew in the building. Yes, karibuni sana to the Black Fire Network radio station, media of the 21st century. Shout out to Eddie in the building. Vinod in the building. And Enyel. Hey, if I can't pronounce the name, and say forgive me. Big up to Turkish boy in the building as well. Yes, karibuni sana to the Pan-African Bliss Show. Big up to Geek in the building. Yes, tap the screen for me, those who are with me on TikTok. Karibuni sana. Follow the live creator if this is your first time right here. Check out our YouTube channel. We have amazing, amazing, amazing conversations uploaded there. And you can also join us officially by downloading our app on the Google Play Store. For the Android users, just go and search for Black Fire Network and you'll find us right there. To all the iPhone users, because we're not on the Apple Store yet, kindly just log in through our website's link. That is the www.blackoutfirenetwork.com. Shout out to Since Music in the building. Yes, blessed Wednesday ahead of you all. I hope you have an amazing day at work, an easy day as well. Literally, that is my quote of today. I feel like it's a very easy month. It's going to be full of blessings and so much, amazing things that are going to be unveiled just unknowingly. Beautiful things. Just focusing on the positive things in short. Yeah.
The Black Fire Radio and YouTube.
Yes, and of course, karibuni sana once again to everyone. Shout out to King, shout out to Dan, shout out to Jack, shout out to Talk Sav, Nice to see you, Talk Sav. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope Mkofiti, and I hope you guys are ready for today's conversation. I'm glad that majority of the people I was here with yesterday are relating, and I'd love to urge you guys, in case you want to join us officially, kindly go to the Google Play Store and download our app. We can find us, that is under Black Hot Fire Network. That is literally our application on the Google Play Store. We are an online radio station, and we get to discuss matters concerning us as African people, Black people globally, and we want to try apply solutions, which we do. We try apply solutions. Try talk about the solutions that Africans should be applying for themselves, not us having the Western powers ruling us, controlling us, and dictating to us what we should be doing. But big up to Queenie in the building, shout out to Samir in the building. I say Jack Karibu Sana. You're saying, what's up, my G? How are you doing? I'm good. How are you doing? Nice to see you. And big up to also everyone with me live on YouTube, on Facebook, on the radio station, on the show page. Kindly remember, if you're live with us, you can get to connect with us on the chat page. And of course, pin your comments there. Let me know what you guys feel about today's conversation. But before we get to move on, I'd also love to urge you, for those maybe who are literally looking forward to travel, especially this summer, and you don't have suitcases along with you. On the Black Hot Fire Network store that is on our website, we have amazing things under our categories, which you can see. We have gift and crafts, we have home appliances, we have sports wear and entertainment wear, we have time, places, and jewelries. But for this summer, in case you want to travel and you have no suitcases, no luggages, or in case you want to come to Africa, kindly just hop onto the Black Hot Fire Network store, check out our amazing products, and order with us, and they shall be delivered right to your doorstep. And of course, you can enjoy our amazing services. The number to call is pinned right there. I won't be able to read it because I do understand we also have our 254 people, and they'd love maybe to purchase a thing or two. We'd give you our 254 number as well for those who are literally looking forward to purchase our amazing products with us. Karibuni sana once again. Big up to Gabo, shout out to Sydney in the building, shout out to Wayne Johnny in the building. Hope you guys are doing great this beautiful Wednesday morning. But of course, straight to the matters of the day. I want to start with an amazing conversation coming from Botswana. But before we get to do that, I also have a video to share related to that. And it's quite a coincidence that this comes hand in hand, especially today, that this is happening. So Botswana is actually looking forward to be sending 20,000 elephants to Germany. And this comes as a threat to them, where we can see they're complaining about elephants raiding and trampling people's residential areas, property, eating crops, and all that. And I feel like this is a matter when it comes to wild animals being found, especially in residential areas. It's something that has been happening of late in Africa, especially in Kenya last month, but when that was on February, you guys remember, we reported so many cases of our people being eaten by hyenas, our people being hospitalized because they had to fight lions, our people being hospitalized because elephants came and, did raid houses or maybe destroyed crops. The same thing, the same situation. So I feel like when it comes to wild animals in Africa, it's something we can control, but because we have corrupt system, we have a very poor working government, and people who have been kept to in this organizations who are supposed to be delivering work are literally doing nothing. That is personally my thought. And I feel like the situation of animals, especially the wild animals, is something that we are capable of controlling and taking care of. But it is a matter of ignorance and poor leadership and a poor working system that comes up with different excuses so that the white people can keep on getting their way into the African continent. Maybe you have something different to tell me. I'd love to hear from you. But shout out to Top Notch in the building. Nice to see you. Jana nimekuwa live the whole day sijakucheki manze, but nice to see you. Shout out to Jack. Jack says zebras coming to our homes here in Naivasha. It is crazy, manze. And that is something I feel like should be controlled. You see, it is not just in Botswana. It's not just in Nigeria. It's not just in Kenya. It's not just in Uganda. It's an Africa problem. And number one, the fact that we need to, and the moment we start understanding that we're facing problems as a continent wholly, this is going to be very easy for us to apply solutions. Where we see that this is something that has been made a norm of them not wanting for the system to work. The same way we have poor working roads, poor working drainages when it comes to water, us having floods. This is something that has been made and put here on purpose that they don't want it to work. But I have a video to share before we get to Botswana to see the main reason and the excuse they have to send in 20,000 elephants to Germany. What is the main reason? And can Africa, for real, maybe for those who are listening to me, let me know. Do you think Africa, and do you feel Africa actually has the ability and capability of taking control of their wild animal reserves? That is personally what I feel. I believe we do, and it is something that needs to be just applied. Shout out to Smart J in the building. Karibu sana, nice to see you. I see you asking how can you join the conversation. I'm glad today you did ask Ali. So Karibu sana. Let me send you the link so you can be able to tune in onto the panel. But quick shout out to everyone with us on TikTok also. Let me know what are your thoughts. Shout out to Mwangi Wandichu in the building. Shout out to Helen Mabonga in the building. Shout out to says Rashid in the building. Big up to Top Notch, who's also with me right here on my end. Shout out to Chucky, thank you so much. And I see Top Notch says, sorry about that, real stuff, but good to see you. It is exactly what is happening. And a shout out to also Roy X in the building. But let me share this video very quickly as we get to move on. And sorry for the noise coming from outside. We shall be working on that, and soon you guys will not be listening to that kelele. So, number one, did you guys know that the colonizers are the main reason why elephants became endangered? Let's start from there. And then we'll go back to Botswana and understand why is it, or the main reason why they want to transport elephants, and why I feel like this is a wrong move and Africa has the ability to take control of this. So let me share.
While I'm here in the Ambassador National Park, give you some elephant education. I don't know why anybody would see this, but lots of white people did. And
lots of white people in the 1850s came shooting animals. Let me see if that is Smart J in the building. Yes, I see you. Karibu sana, Smart J. Hope you're doing great.
I'm doing great.
How was your weekend?
It has been good, but I was planning to go and buy some fertilizers and some seeds. I can see it's raining, so I'm doing some small farming. Can you hear me at the background? There is some tractor
Yes,
here.
I can hear you completely clearly. And that's nice to see that you're very active with your farming. I've been watching your status and I see you've been very, very active to that, you know. I think we should, you know, if I'm ready to farm, or maybe if I happen to purchase a land of mine na nikuwa nataka kulima, nafaa nikuite unipatie mawaidha. You and Wallace will be my guide. You'll be my guidance, you know. You'll be my guidance. But I hope the government is not coming you to purchase the sand fertilizer.
I was a little bit worried, but I just opened mine yesterday and it's okay. So I think I am lucky.
But I bet the original one, if you get to find this one, it must be expensive.
Yeah. That's much expensive. It's called something Yara Power. That is the best, but it's almost expensive. Almost double price of the government one because it's not subsidized.
Okay. But anyway, nice to see you. We're just getting started. And we're talking about Botswana, which is actually feeling threatened, and they want to send 20,000 elephants to Germany. And this comes as a threat to me as well, because I've seen this is not the first time Africa doing this. I've seen Africa have actually signed so many deals with other countries, other European countries, for them to transport animals. And I want to give a very perfect example. I think I'm going to try find the video on a TikTok, because TikTok can clearly lead me to the video very quickly, unlike YouTube, where we saw the Tanzanian government. That was last year, and this happened, and we started seeing this again, caution, only after we saw Samia Suluhu into power. Who she is, a puppet. Okay, that understood. She is a puppet. We saw that she has actually been allowing white people to come and kill crocodiles and carry them to their country. For whatever purpose, I don't know. Whatever, I don't know what's the purpose of them now coming to even carry crocodiles. Well, you can't even deal with the alligators in your own homes. You know, it's crazy. But anyway, there's some few education that this young man is teaching us right here about colonizers. You know, the same people who were taking our animals too are the same people, and the main reason why most of the animals are considered very dangerous. There's a time I was reading about some black or men kind of, or black mythical related, or I think black mythical related type of names, or anything that has a black name, like let's say a black cat, a black sheep, and all that. Like in there's some sort of stereotype behind them being very dangerous. And not just this, but also animals. If you go back historically, Africans, we had the ability to communicate to animals. We had so much power that today we see in the TVs, the animation movies, we think this is a joke, but we have no clue that these people are literally talking and applying our history, which is just in a different way, favoring their own narrative, so we can continue giving them power because they have, and we assume they have the capability of talking to animals. But in recent ability to talk to animals, we have the ability to do so much. And that's why if someone today comes try to talk about this is why you had like Julius Malenga, but Malema, but Professor Lumumba telling you this is considered as witchcraft today in Africa. Most of the people who have the smallest ability of coming up with some sort of power, which is African, it is considered as very dangerous. And most of these people end up being killed. We've seen such cases. A man had the ability to do this, now is considered a witch and is killed. We need to go back to history. So let me share this very quickly.
So while I'm here in the Amboseli National Park, I'll give you some elephant education. I don't know why anybody would see this animal and want to shoot it, but lots of white people did. And in 1850,
for those who can't hear the video, I'll translate for you. For those maybe who are struggling to hear the video, shout out to Alex in the building. Shout out to RW in the building.
There were around 26 million elephants in Africa. After colonization, after the Conference of Berlin in 1885, 100 years of colonization, by 1979, there was 1.3 million elephants in Africa. So that was what white people did.
So we had 26 million elephants before the white man came here. And probably even more. That is just the estimation number we're given, probably by the same controlled media of, the people control information. But today, if you count, we only have 3 million. That is in Africa. But Botswana claims to be having so many elephants which is ended. We have elephants all over Africa, not just in Botswana. But in Botswana, it seems like they are playing to
You used to have them all. You used to have them all over Africa. You're not. Most of the ones in West Africa have been killed off. That's why you had the country named the Ivory Coast. That is Cote d'Ivoire, where they were taking the ivory out of Africa. They depleted. They really wiped out that African elephant in Western Africa. You got few countries still have them. I don't think there's that many in Ghana and Nigeria no more. I think you have some in maybe Liberia, maybe Sierra Leone, but they wiped out the majority of Africa. Elephants, Joby. The white man wiped them out. He's a savage. He wiped them out. So they're not all over Africa anymore. The majority are still in the east and South Africa. In the west, they completely decimated the African herds. They hunt them to extinction.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. But anyway, karibu sana Keith. Hope you're doing amazing today.
Happy Sana. I don't know if I'm amazing, but I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good. I can't complain. I'm good. I can't complain.
All right. The elephant populations in Africa shooting them for no reason, taking their ivory, their tusks, to make pianos and furniture and ornaments. And now there's around 225,000. And here in Amboseli, there is around 3,000.
It's crazy. Generally, what he's trying to teach us is that the white people, they also brought all this danger. Because I'm certain, if you go back probably very well to history, the means and how these people invaded Africa, them coming through the sea. They probably passed through the forest, where wild animals were, and because they had the guns, they came shooting down animals. And something, if you try look at most of the movies put outside there, there's how humans, you're supposed to relate to animals. The moment you show an animal you are a sort of threat to them, they're gonna attack you, they're gonna try fight back. And because the white people probably they came with that type of that animosity type of nature, came to attack wild animals, and them trying to defend themselves back and protecting their jungle or their home,
But you understand the European is a warmonger. Africans has understood. You think that they're like you, just white. They're not. White people are warmongers. So understand that that's why they hunt for sport. Africans didn't hunt for sport. They hunt for food and survival, maybe clothing. White people hunt for sport. You're dealing with a completely different mindset of savage. So they hunt things to extinction. Understand that's what happened in Europe. In Europe, as I was showing Eriton earlier about the real European history, not the fake shit they taught Africans, the real history about them being impoverished. What they did, they depleted their resources. They didn't have many, but they depleted them. That's why they need to move out from Europe and start conquering the rest of the world. And they learned that through their savagery, because they were always constant having wars. Europeans has never known a time, Joby, where he's not been warring on each other, warmongers. They've never known a time in their history they've not been raping, stealing, pillaging. That's their history. So they've never had a time of peace. So as they finally got technology that allowed them now to move out of Europe, because you're dealing with a savage moron. Right at the beginning, they were morons. They couldn't read, couldn't write. You're dealing with savages. Africans don't understand who's also a savage. So they don't have the complicity life. Them going in and out. They don't understand the value of life itself, let alone animal life. They hunt things to extinction. That's what they did in Europe. So when it came to Africa,
in general, they don't understand the value of life.
Yes. So when they came to Africa, it's the same thing. It's the same. It's who they are today. It has not changed. They do not value life. You talking about? I told you they've already been diagnosed. Their own society, civilization, have been diagnosed as what? Psychopathy. They're psychopaths. European culture, the Africans don't understand. They worship psychopaths. Europeans are psychopaths. So that's why they hunt something to extinction. And they were like, oh, well, maybe we should not kill every damn thing. Maybe we shouldn't fuck up everything.
And I feel like I agree with you, and that's what I'm saying. If we were to go back to traces of history, I feel like this is what and why it became a recurrent thing, and why it is affecting now Africans today is because actually when they come to Africa, that is what they still practice. We saw just a video recently that was 2 months ago. It was on when they came to Kenya, people went to the national park to sleep with the lions, and the lions are trying to eat them up. You're like, who dares do that? Only white people, trust me. Only white people are going to come visit your country, go and because they know they're very privileged and the government is going to protect them, especially their law. They come sleep on a national park where your life is going to be endangered. So Kenya is going to be accused of not protecting. It's only until a white man is attacked. And that is something we were saying even yesterday. Until we see a white man probably beaten right here, also in our residential area, matters of them, trying to find animals that have been let loose from their reserves, until a white man is affected. And this is something we've taken a note of. It is only when matters in Africa are taken serious.
Do you know, Joby,
the way they come to Africa.
Okay, Joby, I was saying, do you know in Kenya there was a law which legislators was to pass, which allowed the white people to eat bush meat? But I think the law was
Your
brought
break.
down by some members because it was not good for Kenya. Because if those game, are you hearing me?
No, I can't hear you
I
clearly. Come again.
I am
You saying
clearly.
that
I think
do
I
it's
I
you
know there's
breaking
a
up, Joby. I am clearly. I think
oh
it's you
okay.
breaking up, Joby. Go ahead.
okay. I say there was a time where when the Balala Minister of Tourism had brought a law in the Kenyan Parliament where there was a law which could pass that some game meat could be served at the game reserved hotels. So the bill was brought down because it could be a danger in our animals. Because I think there is some special people who are white people there who wanted to eat some game meat, and they thought that it could be easier for Kenyans to be bribed, those who own our ministries, because at one point Najib Balala was a minister of tourism here, and he had been so entitled in such a way that he was only the one who could be a minister of finance, because a minister of tourism, because of his good looking or stuff. So I think this country has been run in the tourism boards, and everything has been run by the white people, because they are the one who feel entitled that they are the one who are bringing a lot of money here. Because
Exactly,
how can you
smart Jay.
how can you explain that when we drive in game reserved here, the speed limit is 40 kilometers per hour. But when we have Safari Rally, they run almost 200 kilometers per hour in our game reserve. And when they see some zebras in the road, and maybe Safari is passing, it's just like people say it's so beautiful. How can it that be so beautiful if it is endangering our wild animals there? Because last time we had Safari, there is our clip where zebras were crossing, and the rally car was running very fast, as if we were earning some money from it. Because if these events are being sponsored by those people, and us as citizens are left behind, maybe taking some pictures and praising them, that is the best sport that we have seen in Kenya. So I think if we
Exactly.
continue if we continue praising them as if they are the one who are giving us money and everything, they will be feeling entitled, and and maybe we are not the one who are benefiting from it. It is them also, because they own these game reserves, they own these hotels there. So if they get the money, they will just spend from their hotels there. So
Me, I'm
we
not
as
getting
local,
it my
uh, are
I
you
think
not
it's
getting
my end. I'm not getting you clearly.
I am clearly. Let me
Yeah, I'm not
respond.
getting you clearly.
I'm.
You're
I. He's not breaking, Joby. You're breaking. I'm hearing him very clearly. That's everything he said. You're breaking. He's clear.
even you.
I hear everything.
It's my internet, man. It's my
It's
internet,
yours.
man.
And I agree with you. Let me respond to Smart J. He said everything. That Smart J is exactly right. They bring, but their money is made from nothing. It's fraudulent. It's fake. They make it from nothing, and they bribe your politicians with fake money. And a lot of those gains reserves, remember, were actually created by them. A lot of those game reserves, you're not allowed to go in because that's where they also stealing resources out of Kenya, out of Zimbabwe, out of Namibia, out of Botswana. The game reserves are created by the white man so he could hunt in those reserves and pretend like he was using preservation. He created something called the National Wildlife Organization. These fake organizations that they make so they can go and kill, steal at will. You're right. They the ones that were allowed to pass laws to eat bush meat. So, they want to eat the fact, the dirty fact. I'm not gonna go that because we're on YouTube. Can't sit on YouTube. But they have genetics that's comparable to animals. I'll say that. That's why they like to eat animals. That's why they have sex with animals. That's on another level. A lot of Africans don't even know that. Go ahead, Joe, but you got it.
It is crazy, but what I can see, rather, what has brought us to this conversation is about Botswana. who are saying that the president of Botswana has threatened to send 20,000 elephants to Germany in a dispute over conservation. And earlier this year, Germany Environment Ministry suggested there should be stricter limits on importing hunting trophies. And the Botswana president, Mokgweetsi Masisi, told German media this would only impoverish people in his country. And he said elephants' number had exploded as a result of controversial efforts, and hunting helped keep them in check. Germans should live together with the animals in the way you are trying to tell us for. Mr. Masisi was the one giving this information to German, and he said this is and Botswana is home to about a third of the world's elephant population, more than 130,000, more
That's
than
all.
it has
Wow.
space for. And herds were
Africa's got
accusing
millions.
herds were causing
Listen.
damage to property. Herds are causing the damage to property, eating crops, and trampling residential areas. And Botswana had previously given 8,000 elephants to the neighboring Angola country and has offered hundreds more to Mozambique, and as a means to bring to more population down. He also says that he would like to offer such a gift to Germany, and Botswana banned trophy hunting in 2014 but lifted a restriction in 2019 after facing pressure from local communities. The country now issues annual hunting quotas, saying that it provides good source of income for the local community, and that the practice is licensed and strictly controlled. Well, I hope so, but still I believe Africa, we have the ability, if only matters were taken serious, if we had a working system. Because personally I feel like all this stomaching of wild animals, and it is just, again, we talk about eating of funds and grabbing of lands, because I've seen, I mean, we've seen lands owned, and maybe Smart J, you can confirm with me about
The
this.
thing that Smart J is saying is correct. You don't own and control Africa, Joe. The African doesn't
That is
control Africa.
true. That is true, but from what I'm talking about, I can see from people I'm talking to right here on my end, there's someone who's talking about how they are affected in some parts of Kenya, like Naivasha. You'll see this is Botswana. We've had cases maybe from also Nigeria where wild animals are raiding residential areas. This is something I believe that can be controlled and
Of
managed
course,
if we have
of
people
course,
that are sitting in offices
of course,
and waiting for monthly salary.
of
You know,
course,
that is what I'm talking
of course. You should have the wild animals in a certain part of the country that they can flourish in. That you don't go in. We got wild animals all throughout America. You got a bunch of wild animals constantly eating people because there's certain areas that say, hey, you can't go over there because those are the wildlife areas. You don't build, and you don't. And then if you do decide to go in, you go at your own risk. We still got lions in America. We still got jaguars and shit in America. We got all kind of dangerous shit here, but it's relegated to a certain area. It's rare. Sometimes it does happen when you encroach on the area, like a big ass mountain lion. You might encroach on their area, and they'll come down looking for food, or bears, big ass wild animals, but only in certain areas. So you keep them. Africa's got to have those funds allocated that you move those wild areas in a certain area. You allow them to prosper in that area. You do not develop that area. You keep it wild for the animals. You keep them in that area, and you actually pay people. You have forest rangers, whatever you call them. A park ranger, park police that are paid well to make sure the animals don't get out, into people's communities. Get out to the village and eat people. Shit. Common sense shit.
It's crazy.
Hey, Mosquito, I'm pretty sure they don't no more. Does Ghana have any elephants anymore? I think the white man wiped out all the elephants in Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria. Yeah, God, I think they wiped them out. They might be a little bit further west, like in Liberia, maybe. But that part of it, they wiped them all out. They hunted them to extinction.
They're saying that the Ankasa and bioconservation areas and the Gausso, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, forest block form of
They still got them,
significant
huh?
portion of forest range in western Ghana. I think they
They
do
still,
have
they still
probably.
do. Okay, I didn't know. I thought. Okay, they said what's. I thought they hunt them all to extinction over there. Okay, I learned something new today. I didn't think Ghana had any more elephants. The white man
Yeah,
biscuits coming in, he kill
come back.
everything.
Yeah, come back on Iwaton's show. She shall be having a Ghanaian friend who's in the building. So I hope we shall be learning something different from our people as well. I don't know, maybe I'm right, but yes, I hope I'm right because she had mentioned that in the building. But anyway, shout out
Yeah,
to
she said
Daniel
she had a
X in the
Ghanaian.
building. Shout out
Yes, yes, she got a Ghanaian person she's gonna do an interview
yeah,
with,
shout out
talk
to
with.
John Mosquito who says
I've been waiting for Joby to do that, but Joby's too socially awkward to reach out to people. So go ahead. Joby's like
what?
Andre 3000. Joby's like Andre 3000.
What? Pardon?
I said I've been waiting for you to have guests on here, but you're like Andre 3000 from the rap group. You're socially awkward.
I don't know. I can't see. Internet is bad. Is breaking. Whatever he's saying, I can't hear it correctly. But anyway, John Mosquito says, Matt J, I enjoyed your teaching on cryptocurrency. That was on Saturday. Come back again at this Saturday. I hope he will be teaching much more of that. But nice to see you. Hope you're doing great. But moving on to the next conversation, as we leave alone what is happening in Botswana. On this other end, we want to talk about what is happening in DRC Congo, where we can see that 10 people have been killed. That is waking up of today, and we are seeing that the Allied Democratic forces are the ones being accused of killing the people of this particular region. So they're saying that at least 10 civilians have been killed in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo during an attack where officials believe that was carried out by an allied democratic forces. Rebels set fire to health centers, looted houses in the villages of Mogadon. That was yesterday. According to Emmanuel Kadombo Salam, the mayor of the city of Mangina in the North Kivu province, and the army is in contact with the enemy.
Kivu is the lake over there. It's called Lake Kivu. It's by Rwanda. So it's some Kagame bullshit.
It's crazy. So they say that the army is in contact. Yeah. Is in contact.
Go ahead, Joe.
The army is in contact with the enemy, and psychosis reigns in here. That is what the mayor was saying. And a patient at the health center was reportedly among those killed during the attack. And the DRC Congo army is yet to comment on the raid. Well, we saw yesterday that we had a first female appointed prime minister. That is by Felix Kedi. We don't know what our role is there, but this is again when you talk about people are just all about choosing picking people who are going to work in your favor, not in favor of the people. People who are going to literally be serving the nation under your own terms or under the white man's terms.
She just got elected. She can't do anything about the damn raids happening in Eastern Congo yet. They don't have. Congo is a weak country. It doesn't have the military strength on purpose. Congo's been raided by the Europeans by using these African factors like dumbass Museveni in Uganda, dumbass Kagame in Rwanda. Mm-hmm. So she's just getting there. She doesn't have any power to affect anything yet with boots on the ground. So give her a chance before you throw her under the bus. So
I must throw under the bus. We must take facts right here, okay? And facts have to be stated whereby we've seen this control of the picking. I mean, look at a very good example. Why did we have Kagame being threatened when Niger had a coup? Why do we have African leaders always changing people in the system? If this doesn't work like this, they else in power so that everything can favor
I'm not
them.
Saying, I'm not saying she's good nor bad. I'm saying we can't jump to conclusions. We can't jump to conclusions, but she hasn't taken office yet or done anything Yet I go, no, she's a puppet. Okay, we understand that. So he's gonna promote, put another puppet in there. We understand all that. I get that, but she's not responsible for the brutality that's happening in Eastern Congo.
I
That's
agree.
been happening. That's been
I
happening.
agree.
That's been happening ever since they allowed Angola's military to be gutted 20 years ago. Because Angola went to Kagame and Museveni said, we're going to kill you niggas. We're going to kill you niggas. We're going to kill you. If you don't stop your shit in the Congo, what white people got you doing. We're going to unalive you two niggas. But as Africans, they went back to Angola, and the white man slowly eroded Angola's power because Angola was the one that got South Africa free. So, got Namibia and South Africa free militarily. That war, like I told Seto and Maria in Uganda, that's a war you're not supposed to know. It's called the secret war. Africans not supposed to know you won wars against white people. That war, those Africans ain't know nothing about Angola whipping the white people of South Africa and Rhodesia. It's called the secret war, where they freed Namibia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. So that time Angola was the strongest military force on the continent. Was no. I don't give a fuck. Not even the Arabs. Damn sure was no Nigeria. Could no country beat Angola militarily. So after white people went in and started slowly breaking up, dissolving that army and its strength. Because at that time they knew. At that time, you hear the fake ass Rwandan massacre. Oh, the Tutsis, the Hutus are killing the Tutsis. That's all bullshit. It's all made up nonsense. Because their media owns it, and they got all these movies showing that massacre is actually wrong. Rwanda, Kagame was going to kill his own goddamn people. He was killing the Tutsis with his no good ass because he wanted power, and the Europeans were helping him, backed by the CIA and the Mossad, the Israeli Mossad, and they shot down the original president of Burundi and Rwanda. They killed those guys. And so, because the Europeans needed Kagame and Museveni in power, so that was the stealing of Africa. I told you, they wanted to steal in the Congo and then what? Break it up. They wanted to break it up into 5 different countries. That's why you got 2 Congos now. They wanted to break it completely up into 5, put 5 puppets in there where they can control it easier. So Kivu, gotta go back to understand the history of Kivu, what's going on over there. Do me a favor, Joe, please. Open up, say, what year was the Rwandan and Burundi president blown out the sky? It says 93, 94. Kagame and Museveni behind that shit. Well, of course, with the help with the Europeans. What year was the Burundian and Rwandan president blown out the sky? If Kagame would have never been nobody's president, they keep them 2 goofy bastards in power. That's why you see nobody from Rwanda, like your guy told you, in Kenya, you can't say nothing in Rwanda, you damn sure can. Dictatorship.
What happened?
Say
internet
what
is so
year?
bad, you're breaking. I can't hear
Okay.
that damn thing.
Damn, can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now? So you hear me now, Joby?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Put in Google search, say, what year was the president of Rwanda and Burundi blown out the sky? What year was the president of Rwanda and Burundi blown out the sky? See, these are 2 presidents that the Europeans wanted to get rid of. So they can put their puppets in there. Kagame and whatever goofy nigga they got. What was it, 1990 what?
1993.
93. So that's when you get the massacre happening the next year. Because Kagame, with the help of the CIA, went and started killing his own people. And then making some fake ass narrative he was the savior coming to save Rwanda, but he wasn't. He's the butcher of Rwanda. This no good nigga. But you heard some fake story. He gets to walk around with that fake. But like Angola knew that. Angola knew it was a lie. And so when they marched in the Congo after that, Angola went to Uganda and Rwanda and said, we're going to kill you niggas. We're going to kill you. And you see, at that time, it became all of a sudden peace in Eastern Congo at that time. Because Angola told them, we're going to take you niggas up. We're going to put a bullet in both you niggas' heads. Your militaries are not strong to stop us, and the white man won't be able to stop us from overthrowing your ass in Rwanda and your stupid ass in Uganda. And so at that time, you see, that's why it started up again in the last 7 years, because the Angolan army has been gutted, Joby. That's why you had peace. See, that's why it seems all new, all this strife in the Congo, because they had stopped. Because Angola had gave them that edict. We're going to kill you two niggas. And they couldn't go against them. There was no, they couldn't go against them because Museveni don't have a real army. He does Kagame. Not to fight, and not that time, not to fight no Angola. Angola would have went through as like a hot knife through butter. And they knew that. And the Europeans said, hey, we don't got enough people to help you, so just be calm. Well, we, always what we do, we're going to go into Angola, we're going to take our spies, and we're going to gut their military. We're going to put them against each other. That's what you got right now in Angola. Angola's a basket case. Because the Europeans have went back in. You got people what? Do this for me, Joby. Real quick. Say how many what? Do this for me real quick. Ask Google this question. Say how many white people or Europeans, how many Europeans have resettled in Angola? How many Europeans have resettled in Angola? Africa still hasn't learned. They start coming back in to get the military of Angola. So how many Europeans have resettled in Angola? That'd be in the hundreds of thousands.
1%.
How many have resettled? Because nothing there. 1%. How many is that? Like a million? Most of them are spies.
They're saying that 309 whites.
290,000? It's more than that. It's at least a million there now. But anyway, okay. But most of those people are spies. Because Africa never learned. So they were brought back in to destabilize Angola, which they've done, and destroyed it and get that military. Got that shit. Because that shit was a danger to European power on the continent. So Angola let these white people come back in and settle, like Africans do. Y'all nice. And they started cutting their military power. So as their military waned, you got Museveni and Kagame doing their shit again in Kivu in the same area. And there and in West and in the Central African Republic. And not just in Congo, because remember Central African Republic was part of the Greater Congo Kingdom. So they're also in Central African Republic, destabilizing shit. So, because the president asked 2 years ago, hey, what the hell is Rwanda doing up in my country? Because they found minerals there, you moron.
Crazy. But anyway.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Before we get to the major conversation of the day, I want to discuss about what is happening in Sudan, suspending a pan-Arab TV, and this is coming in as a good news, and which most of the African countries should be following this suit. They say that Sudan has suspended the 3 pan-Arab TV stations, accusing them of unprofessional reporting and harmful Publishing, and the stations of United Arab Emirates owned by Sky News Arab, and
Now
the
remember,
Saudi.
now remember, I told you it's the Arabs that are destabilizing Sudan. I told you they still want more, all that part of North Africa. The Arabs have never been your friend; these are invaders. So I told you that at that time it was the Arab countries that had destabilized Sudan with the backing of their cousins, the Europeans. So finally, the damn Sunnis finally figured out that's why they broke up Sudan to begin with, Joby. They always want to break up these countries when you got a South Sudan. Makes it easy for me to steal when I break the shit up. And these other goofy Negroes went along with it because they wanted to be like, we're partly Arab. We got the Allah, all that fake ass Allah shit. Instead of understanding, moron, you're African first. Fuck your religion, you idiot. Arabs don't give a shit about your black ass. You think they're your brother and your sister in Islam. You're a moron then. Or these white people, your brothers and sisters in Christ. You are a idiot. You're a child. So, shout out to Sudan realizing, yes, they're not, these Arabs are not your friends, dummy. They want to conquer your black ass and take the resources for themselves. You both Muslim. They already made you a Muslim. What if they respect you with your Allah shit? Because they don't. That's nonsense. Why don't the white Christians in Europe respect you Negroes who are Christian? Because they don't. These are conquering tactics. But shout out to Sudan. Better to learn a lesson late than to never learn it at all. Go ahead, Joby.
Yeah, shout out to Light Too Long in the building. To see your icon overdose. Shout out to who else do I see in the building? To everyone with us on TikTok. Let me see. Shout out to ISO, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Shout out to Matthew, Mike Ashu, Karibuni Sana. Sister Michelle, I also see in the building, agreeing with the fact that Arabs are not our and Africans were less taught that, and we see our government taking us there for better jobs and opportunities, and then when we get the culture shock over there, we're like, what is going on? We thought these people are our friends, but yeah, there's the stations in that is the United Arab Emirates owned Sky News Arabia and Saudi owned Al Arabia and Al Haddad had reported excessively on Sudan's year-long civil war. The suspension was prompted by the broadcasters' lack of commitment of the required professionalism and transparency.
And they are, and let me make this blunt. And they are the motherfuckers behind it. The Arabs are the motherfuckers behind the destabilization of Sudan, Joe. Go ahead.
The suspension was prompted by the broadcast lack of commitment and the required professionalism and transparency and failure to renew their license. Information Minister that is Garam Abel was the one who was given this information. And the Sky News Arabia suspension also stemmed from harmful publishing, according to the Paris-based Sudan Tribune. And both Al Haddad and Al Arabia said that they were not officially informed of the suspension and regularly renewed.
I don't gotta inform you. Pack your shit up and get the hell out. Africans, you gotta learn to start taking power. Stop being cowards and kids. Pack your shit up and get your ass out of here. You don't allow other people to come in and propagandize against your own people. You own the news in your damn country, not other people. So you pack that shit up now, and you get your ass back to the other part of Africa that you stole, which they call Arabia, which it ain't. So you pack that shit. I ain't gotta inform you nothing. I'm informing you today. Get all your shit and get your ass out the country. Africans always gotta be treated as children. We gotta be. Well, you niggas can't tell us what to do. You niggas, we are supposed to control you. You better get your punk ass up out of here. You better get your ass up out of here now. Get your shit out of here.
It's crazy. It is crazy, but that is something very good, and that is
It
what
is
we see
good.
most of the African countries doing. Mainstream medias, we don't control, and I'm glad that actually most of them are even collapsing because nobody is even, giving a damn of what the mainstream media has to say. So
They
much
know it's lies and
information is
propaganda.
right now. Yeah, so much information right now is on the internet, and like us, the way we used to just wait for the say 7 a.m. news, 9 p.m. news, 6 p.m. news. You have to keep on waiting to see what is literally happening in the country. There's so much information right now on apps like TikTok, which they want to take control of. Instagram, in so many apps, we have so much coming out, and they can no longer they can no longer hide this. People also
See,
have
but
smartphones. They are easy to
what they what
record
they
information
understood,
and make.
what they understood too, Joey, what you
Mhm.
see in Niger, Mali, Bikini Pops, but they got real control of the country. What do they got rid of all the fake news? You got these
Yep.
propaganda news stations in Africa, family, all of them,
Yep.
Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana. That's all propaganda. You don't own none of it. It's all lies to make you believe
Yeah.
that you have a functional government that works on your behalf when you do not. You're supposed to disband when you got supposedly independence in the 60s. You're supposed to kick out every white journalist, every white goddamn TV station owned, and you allow no foreigners to own any of your media ever. That's supposed to be in your
Well,
constitution.
mm-hmm. In short, don't allow anyone fund any of your projects as an African person. Start it from the scratch yourself. Start it from the scratch. Let you own and invest everything. Yourself. Don't allow any white man put on your projects. That is how they take control. Of everything that you literally and shift even your focus from what you really wanted it to be. And that is why we see most of the even YouTubers. I've said this before, and someone laughed about it. This is why most of the YouTubers, will find that most of them, they'll start with an agenda, but after getting
They
that YouTube
they
money
can't
monetization,
make no money.
shift more
They're not. Of course, they can't make no money. YouTube's not gonna pay you for picking up African people. You messing with the
Mhm.
power structures that they've set up. Yeah, if you're gonna be on YouTube making any money, you're gonna have to be cooning and talking about. You're gonna be smart, Jay, and teaching people real shit. You're not gonna get any money. They're gonna ban you. They're gonna say, "Oh, your monetization, Joby, has been taken away." We been supposed to got monetized again. We all our channels, even though they shadow banned, they're not growing. They got over 10,000 subs and everything. And they don't give us no money. They're not gonna pay us.
Mhm. It
They're
is
not gonna
crazy, but
pay us no money. Go ahead. Oh, you
man,
paused, Joe?
my internet is so
Good.
pathetic. This
Yeah.
guy is about to find out today. But anyway, um what
Uh-oh.
I'm saying that this is what we should be seeing Congo doing. You can see Sudan operating. This is what Congo should be doing. If Skedi was really serious with his leadership,
It's
that is
not.
one among the
It's not.
tackled things
It's
that should
not
have
strong,
been
Joe. It's
dealt
not
with.
strong enough. Look, wait, Joe. It's not strong enough. Unless you have, oh my, Congo could ever get free. Like they did, you got to have other African countries come and help Congo. So the other African countries have got to get free. Congo's too weak, Joe. It's too fractionalized because there's too many interests in there. Still, it's too weak, Joe. It's
Mm-hmm.
never. It's going to take the rest of Africa. Shout out to most people know that to save Congo because it's too weak,
Mm-hmm.
Joe. It's the richest place on the planet, so everybody's stealing from it. It's kept stabilized because it's so wealthy. So it's not going to be. It's only going to be saved by other real. So when Africans start having these revolutions, that's when the Congo's going to be saved. It can't. It won't be able to save itself, Joby. It's too weak. It's too weak.
Well,
It just go
I
ahead.
agree and support you, but the rest of the countries then better follow suit for those who have mass numbers. Like Kenya, we have the ability to get rid of the mainstream medias and you know create our
You
own
do.
because we have young people
You
actually who
do.
have their platforms. and we can give opportunities to such kind of people, and create our own media and control our own information the way we want it to be. But yeah, with the rest of the countries that have mass, like Nigeria as well, Ghana, South Africa, so many countries, Uganda, we have the capability. But the question is, who is willing to start? Who is going to be
Nigeria,
that person
Nigeria,
that
Nigeria
gets to make
is
that
too weak of a
decision?
country, Joey. Nigeria is too weak. It's too divided. So people keep talking about Nigeria. Nigeria is too weak of a country. And you understand the geopolitical problem with Nigeria. Nigeria is too divided. Nigeria's not even. Nigeria is only a country in name and not in reality. It's a country in name, but not in reality. It's too divided. The country in name is
But
not really a country. Go ahead.
anyway, to the meta conversation of the day, the rest of the remaining debate, we shall be talking about them later. My time is up right here, and I want to talk about this before we get to move out of here, so that we can see what Iwaton has prepared for us today on today's conversation. But yes, so the major conversation of the day is about Uganda.
She ain't paired no KFC. Wait, am I breaking up or is that Joby breaking up? Come on, Jay, you still there? That must be me breaking up.
It is really, really low.
Yeah, that,
Yeah, I
that's
should be
your
giving this guy the work after
that's,
the show, so apologies.
that's your internet. I told you.
Yeah, he shall be getting it from me after the show, so we'll come back later. Well, very well, But anyway, yes, so the major conversation of the day is about Uganda, where we can see that they are back with the talks of LGBTQ, and we can see the Uganda Constitutional Court has upheld the country's controversial anti-homosexuality law, which imposes life imprisonment and the death penalty on those involved in certain same-sex acts. But the court did not weaken the legislation, saying that the parts of it violate constitutional rights, sanctions that criminalize behavior such as allowing gay sex to happen at one's property, failing to report acts of homosexuality, and giving someone a terminal illness through gay sex are to be struck. And they are saying that we decline to nullify the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023 in its entirety, and neither will we grant a permanent injunction against its enforcement. And the petition says that they will appeal against the ruling. The petitions are to overturn the law was to overturn the law that was brought by a collective of Ugandan academics, human rights activities, lawyers,
Yeah,
journalists,
human rights.
legislations,
Whenever you're talking
yes.
about human rights, that's white people's NGOs funding these bootlicking Negroes to go against African culture. And so now the court has upheld it. Now will Museveni sign it? We'll see. Or what do you do a Kofi Dada doodoo? I don't know. I don't want to sign no bill. That bill come out table for Kofi Dada. No, they passed the bill in Ghana. He said he don't want to sign it. That's your job, you
Yeah,
moron.
he was told they were told they're going to be hit with 3 point something billion. They're gonna lose 3 point something billion if they did sign the law. That was Ghana. So I bet Museveni, I don't know what is going to be the decision is going to make, but you can see it is a matter of from the parliamentarians and those who are trying to push the agenda, those who are trying to stop the agenda. It is a matter of, we say in Swahili, nivute ni kuvute, there is a drag going on there. It is just something like we said the other time, like we had Dimore talking about the same thing with female genital mutilation. This is something that we're not supposed to be talking about. The same way with the LGBTQ. These are debates that we should literally not be having on our discussion or on our table. But because it's
True.
our We said this last year. It's been pushed to us. So if we don't talk about it, that is an act of ignorance coming from us and us accepting it. But at the same time, the more we talk about it, that's the more they want to popularize it. They want it to be known that this is something that, especially with their human rights groups, this is something that needs to be fought for. These are people that need to be, considered.
It makes you crazy, Joby. Why they not pushing these human rights in the white Arab countries? Why they in Africa?
I've never seen any of them.
Because
None.
because the thing is destroy African people and your culture. They're not trying to destroy their white cousins, Joby, in the Arab world. It's about Africa. Somebody will see them.
It is.
The Arabs told you, hey, we don't do this shit, we don't allow. They'll say, we got to make laws, your constitution, we got civil rights attorneys all in Arabia and Abu Dhabi. No, they don't do none of that.
I believe that this is off debate for Africans, and it's a high time we say that this is a debate we should be actually logging out of. We no longer, if we really meant not being summoned, like Ruto said, then those are some of the things we should be talking and start saying, talking about. We no longer want to have this kind of debates as African people. We have our culture we respect, and if no one can respect that, then we think it's a high time you pack your bags and ties that you have with us and leave. It's a high time you pack, because you are literally violating our own human rights. You are literally violating the true human rights here.
Exactly.
Forcing us to accept our human rights. So it is a high time also Africans as a collective, we support each other in this, because sadly we have, those in African countries, those who are already in those groups, and we know why. If you actually go follow most of the people who are in this group of the LGBTQ plus, I don't know, queer, whatever they call themselves, majority of them, it's just because of poverty. Like, just because we have the NGOs funding money, it's not because they want to be here. It's because one, peer pressure of, hey, we have free money being given out, they just act like this, and eventually they end up finding themselves making decisions that they're going to regret later. We just saw recently with the video we were sharing from one of the ladies who was trying to push the pedophiles having sex with the dolls and all that. The son killed himself because he was also part of the group. But the same person talking about, and it's crazy. You're promoting something that killed you. You are a psychopath. You are a psychopath. You need to be checked mentally. Your son already died out of something you literally know is very wrong, and you're promoting something even way worse, where kids should be molested. It is crazy, and we need to wake up. That is just all I'm gonna say, and that is going to be my closing remark.
That's the closing remark. Let me ask you one question before you close. Let me ask you a serious question, Jabali. Do you think it's normal, any man, think it's normal to have feces and blood on his penis, Joby?
Ask Nicki Minaj. I mean, Nicki Minaj, can you let us know, please? Nicki Minaj has answers. Nicki Minaj has answers that we don't know. But that is so wrong. No, of course not, kid. Of course it's not okay. Not okay. That is so disgusting.
Exactly. So I was at a good time. I was at a good time.
I can't imagine that. You go dig someone's hole.
That's what they promote, Joby. I kept it clean. I said penis and I kept the medical terms. So I'm just asking.
After Marbugs gets you, you're gonna be searching for the human rights to come and help you deal with Marbugs.
That's right.
Human rights come and fund you, your hospital, and pay for all the Marbug treatments, because you can do
That's hilarious. I love that. Right. All right. What the human rights gonna be when you need it? They gonna say, hey, nigga, that's your fault. You got human rights. We gave you the right to have, blood and feces on your penis.
And then remember, the same people preaching human rights. I've already told you, nobody has freedom of speech. We read that. We discussed that last week.
I
freedom of
know.
speech is being, right now it's become, you
Eroded.
can't say my
Been
right.
eroded.
This is a right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
And they talk
so
about some human rights. Freedom of speech is supposed to be the most human right there is, Joby. You're not defending none of
exactly.
that. Exactly. It's
Hmm.
phony.
So when you're gonna be coming here saying, I have a map back, I have the right to talk, the same people who told me, none, bro, you don't have a right. So shut the F up. Go treat the map back somewhere with your partner, whoever you are with. You go help each other die slowly. We already gave you the right to, help us depopulate the people. Come on. But
Exactly.
anyway, family, much
Much
love and
love.
amazing response of the day. It's been an amazing show. Shout out to Sister Michelle says Islam is not the problem. People are just ignorant. I kind of agree with you, but we also need to agree that
Islam
they
is a
are also the
problem.
problem.
Fake,
It is
fake
a problem,
religion.
true.
Fake. I know your husband's probably Muslim. Fake religions are problems. Lies, any kind of lie is a problem, Michelle. I know you want. Yeah, Islam is a problem. It's a lie. It's made up. So any kind of lie. If I'm living, I don't care if other people want to live a lie. Hey, do you have a problem with African people living in a lie? And I can prove it to any Islamic person. They don't ever want to debate me because I'll break their back. I'll break your back and I'll bust your head open to the white meat. You want to debate me religion? That's why I don't get no more. I don't get none of these religions. I don't get the Hebrew Negroites no more. I don't get the Muslims. I don't get the Christians. Because they don't know nothing about history when I get to breaking their back. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta leave the chat room. You better get your ass out of here. Because when I get done with you, you don't know who Allah, Jesus, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, Yahweh, whoever the hell you worship, even is. I'm going to break your back. Because most of you who worship your religions are morons. You don't know where it started, don't know nothing about it, and I love to give you this work. Come get it. That way, Joey going to get the internet guy to work. I give you the work for free, though. I give it for free and let you walk away crying, and I love it.
Anyway, family, much love. That is the wrath of Keith. And I would appreciate everyone's shout out to you, Zaki. Thank you so much. Shout out to Moricho. Shout out to
Same way I got to be breaking Airtime's back now.
Shout out to Light Too Long.
Much
Nice to
love.
see you, brother. Been a minute. Hope you're doing amazing, Manze. Shout out to the Jerome Mosquito who has been with us. Shout out to Senjo, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Senjo, I don't know. Anyway, Karibu Sana and Asante Sana for tuning in. Sister Michelle, Jiba Jabba, you came in late. Smart J, Asante Sana. And to all the amazing silent listeners who have been there with us, I appreciate you guys so much. And see you guys later on, that is on Tubonge Show. Come back just in a few. We have a guest on Iwaton's show, and check out what she shall be literally all about. What are they debating on today's Let's Pop with Iwaton? And of course, Asante Sana once again. Have an amazing rest part of your day. Thank you, Keith, for tuning in on today's conversation. I see
Peace,
Jiba Jaba says,
family.
I worship the butter biscuit and fried chicken. Give me the
That's
fried
right.
chicken. Give me the fried chicken. I'll help you.
I worship my butter biscuits from KFC and my fries. I love.
That's part of your day.
I got to ask Joey something about not this Friday, but next Friday I want to do something. Call me when you get a chance, Joby.